Once known as the first black man to play basketball for Adolph Rupp, now a convicted serial rapist who served time in 3 states, Tom Payne had a lot to overcome this morning when he sat in front of the parole board asking for his freedom. And he was overjoyed when that panel said yes.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I won't let you down.
68-year-old Tom Payne has been paroled in Kentucky once before, so he faced tough questions about the 3 times he raped women, the challenges of being one of the only black players in the SEC.
I always felt that seething anger and hatred towards people when I had got mocked and I had got harassed.
And questions about what he's done the last 30 years to reform and to ensure society would not be endangered by his freedom.
I've learned how to deal with my resentment and my hate that I had, which I really believe in my heart I don't have any of that anymore.
Payne bluntly admitted he blew it. His first year at UK, he was all SEC, had a promising career and life ahead.
The spiritual and emotional brutality of segregation at that time, the racial forces at that time, kicked something off in me that was dark.
Even after all that turned to violence, Payne was not forgotten. Some of his teammates have become his spiritual brothers, he says.
I apologize to my school. I apologize to the people that believed in me, because even at that time I had people that believed in me, but I couldn't see it.
Payne plans a new life with his fiancée in Lansing, Michigan, where he has a spot waiting in a rehabilitation program, a perfect disciplinary record, therapy, a strong family, and a drive to do good, he says, will make today's decision a good one.
I'm hoping that a time will come where people will look at me and give me a chance and forgive me.
The first step toward that forgiveness begins soon.
Good luck to you, Mr. Payne. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Lord.
Thank
you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That's my reaction. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, man.
What's the first thing you'll do?
Pray. Pray.
A date for Payne's release has not yet been set. No victims or their families were present today or at his parole hearing 2 years ago.